Willie Nelson stands as one of the most influential figures in American country music, a songwriter and performer whose life story is as powerful as his songs. His music carries themes of endurance, loss, freedom, and emotional honesty that reshape the genre itself. From early struggles in rural Texas to international fame, his journey reflects both hardship and artistic rebellion. This rewritten account explores his life in a structured narrative, focusing on the emotional depth, resilience, and defining moments that shaped him into a cultural icon whose influence continues to resonate across generations and musical boundaries worldwide. 2. Early life in Depression-era Texas. Willie Nelson was born during the Great Depression in Abbott, Texas, a place marked by economic hardship and limited opportunity. The environment around him was shaped by struggling families, harsh weather, and relentless labor demands. From the beginning, life offered little comfort or stability. His earliest years were defined by uncertainty, where survival mattered more than dreams. In this setting, emotional resilience became essential long before he understood its meaning. The rural landscape, with its dust-filled fields and quiet exhaustion, formed the backdrop of his childhood, shaping a perspective rooted in endurance and acceptance of life's constant challenges. 3. Abandonment and family struggles. Family instability shaped much of his early emotional world. His parents separated and left him and his sister to be raised by their grandparents. This shift created a sense of absence that followed him for years. Though his grandparents provided structure and care, the emotional weight of being left behind remained. His sister Bobby became an important presence, offering companionship and comfort in a household where resources were limited. And the experience of abandonment instilled in him a quiet awareness of loss. It also deepened his sensitivity, later reflected in the emotional honesty that became a defining feature of his songwriting style. 4. The first guitar and musical awakening. A turning point came when he was given a guitar during childhood. It was not presented as a luxury, but as a tool for expression and survival. Without formal instruction, he began experimenting with sound, guided by instinct rather than training. The instrument became a refuge, allowing him to translate emotion into music. In a world where stability was rare, the guitar offered consistency. Early attempts were simple and imperfect, yet they carried emotional weight. This discovery marked the beginning of his identity as a musician, planting the foundation for a career built on authenticity and personal storytelling through song. 5. Childhood labor and early hardship. As a child, he worked in cotton fields under harsh conditions, facing long hours, physical strain, and unpredictable weather. The labor demanded endurance beyond his years, and poverty ensured there was little relief. Hunger was a constant companion, shaping both his physical and emotional development. These experiences created a deep understanding of struggle that later surfaced in his music. Life offered few breaks, and even moments of rest were overshadowed by uncertainty. Yet, through it all, he continued to sing quietly, using music as a way to endure conditions that might otherwise have felt overwhelming or unending. 6 teenage years in performing for survival. During his teenage years, he took on various jobs to survive, including manual labor and small gigs in local venues. Music became more than a passion. It became a means of staying afloat. He performed in bars and small gatherings where attention was inconsistent and often minimal. Still, he continued singing, driven by an internal need rather than external validation. These early performances helped him develop resilience as a performer. Each song became an act of persistence. Even when audiences were indifferent, he learned to hold on to his voice, refining his craft in environments that offered little encouragement. Nashville rejection and songwriting struggles. When he eventually traveled to Nashville, he faced rejection from the country music establishment. His style was considered unconventional, and his voice did not match industry expectations at the time. Despite this, he continued writing songs that reflected his lived experience. Financial hardship forced him to sell some of his compositions for small amounts, only to later hear them become successful in other artists' voices. This separation between creator and recognition deepened his sense of frustration, but also strengthened his resolve. He learned that his value was not defined by immediate acceptance, but by the authenticity of his work. It is 8 hardship years and emotional breaking points. There were periods when life felt especially unstable, marked by financial insecurity and emotional exhaustion. He lived in modest conditions, often close to reminders of mortality and isolation. During one particularly difficult phase, he found himself standing at a crossroads of despair and endurance, questioning what direction life would take. Yet, even in those moments, something inside him persisted. Music remained a grounding force, preventing complete collapse into hopelessness. These experiences added emotional depth to his later work, giving his songs a sense of lived truth that audiences could deeply feel and understand without explanation. 9. Returned to Texas and the rise of outlaw country. Returning to Texas marked a creative transformation. In Austin, he found a growing musical community that valued independence and experimentation. This environment allowed him to break away from restrictive industry expectations and develop a more personal, artistic identity. The emergence of the outlaw country movement aligned with his natural style, emphasizing authenticity over commercial polish. He became a central figure in this shift, helping redefine what country music could sound like. His work during this period blended storytelling, emotional honesty, and stylistic freedom, creating a lasting impact on the direction of modern country music. 10. Success, legacy, and artistic identity. Over time, his music reached global audiences, producing timeless songs that reflected themes of love, loss, and resilience. He became widely respected not only for his voice, but for his songwriting and artistic integrity. His ability to connect personal experience with universal emotion made his work enduring. Awards and recognition followed, but his identity remained rooted in simplicity and sincerity. He never fully abandoned the emotional rawness of his early years, which continued to shape his performances. His legacy grew beyond music, symbolizing creative independence and the power of staying true to one's artistic vision. 11. Aging, reflection, and enduring presence. In later life, he continued performing despite the physical challenges of aging. His presence on stage carried the weight of decades lived fully with all their triumphs and struggles. Rather than fading, his influence deepened as new generations discovered his music and the stories behind it. His voice, softened by time, still carried emotional truth. The passage of years did not diminish his impact. Instead, it reinforced his place in cultural history. His journey reflects a life shaped by resilience, creativity, and persistence, leaving behind a body of work that continues to inspire and endure.